We've got damage to do, and I know you need smoke in your chest. So have a seat, misery, and don't ever mistake me. Of all of my friends, you know you are the one I like best. Oh, hello. Lovely day, isn't it? Can I help you? You're looking at me very strange. Oh, close. Okay, I know this is a small village, but you must have learned about personal space, right? Can we just take a step back? There we go. You are very correct. I am very new to this village. I'm just passing through on my way. Speaking of which, do you happen to know where there's a pub or an inn, general goods store, somewhere I can get something to eat? No, I'm not an adventurer. Well, not in that way, at least. No, I'm more on a pilgrimage for my faith. It's pretty dull compared to most adventurers. Okay, when you frame it like that, I guess I'm an adventurer because this is... Okay. All right, stop! Shush. Deep breath. Very good. Okay, you're clearly very interested in adventurers. And while, again, I'm not the kind of adventurer you are thinking of... Yes, I know what kind you're thinking of. It's very clear on your face what kind you're thinking of. You know, I'm just gonna go look for my own place and, Oh, okay. The Slaughtered Lamb? Rather poignant name for a pub. All right, if you say it's the best one around, I'm willing to give it a shot. Thank you. No, you don't need to lead me. Just point me in the right direction and I'll find it there myself. Okay. Usually I do a lot of things solo, so you do not need to join me for supper. Oh, you know the owner? He's your cousin. And he'll give me a discount? Well, I had been worrying about my funds for a while there. Okay. Yes, I will allow you to treat me to dinner, and in return, I will answer your questions about adventuring in the outside world and such. I take it you've never left your village? You've never even been to the woods? They're right there. Right along the edge of the village, there's the woods. You're telling me you haven't even gone in there? Wow, you are very sheltered. I respect your desire for knowledge, then. Okay, just please remain calm as you ask. Okay? I will answer. Stay calm. Deal. All right, lead the way. You were so right. This sausage roll is immaculate. Oh, the texture, the spice, the taste. I'm gonna have to bring a bunch of them in my pack before I leave. Oh, so good. Oh, right. Yes, my story. All right. Well, first things first. My name is Null, and not an adventurer. Not an adventurer. I am on a pilgrimage. I'm a pilgrim. I'm journeying. Any adventure I might undertake is purely coincidental and usually just for making sure I get out alive. Yeah, it's mostly goblins that I run into. You know, they like to scope out the road, and of course a couple bandits, but I have little tricks for keeping them away. Yeah, I've got a few little glamours and charms. Sometimes all I have to do is write a sigil and bandits know well enough to give me a wide berth. Oh, you're gonna guess? Alright, show me what you know. Nope, not a wizard. Good guess, though. They do study very hard and they do make sigils, as far as I'm aware. Druid is close. Also no. Cleric. That is about as close as you are going to get, based on the kind of information you have on adventurers. I'm a necromancer. What did I say about freaking out? Thank you. Okay, I guess necromancy is something that wizards study, but I'm not a wizard. I'm kind of a mix of wizard, druid, and cleric, as you put it. I'm like a wizard in that I study necromancy. I'm like a druid in that I work with nature energy. And I'm like a cleric in that I am a necromancer of the faith variety. I mean, I do have some death magic, but not in that way. No. No. Bad. Fuck no. And fuck you for even bringing it up. No. No. I have never, will never, raise a cadaver from the dead. In any capacity. I don't know what stories are still circulating that give necromancers such a bad rap, but no, I'm not going to raise an army of the undead or one of skeletons to try to take over the kingdom or the world or what have you. No, I am not a lich. My soul and heart are still very much in my body, and when I die, I will die. Yeah, no, that's a huge taboo. Yeah, of course you keep hearing about necromancers doing it, because the ones that do it end up being well known. You don't hear about the hundreds upon hundreds of necromancers that have never done anything like that. No, you're going to hear about the big baddies that loudly proclaim their evil intentions to the world. Your apology is accepted. What is my pilgrimage? It's a part of a dedication ritual that I have committed myself to. No, it's definitely not a common thing that necromancers do. Very few pursue it, and fewer still ever complete it. I mean, I'd like to think I'll end up completing it at some point. I've been already traveling for a couple months, and it's gonna take at least a couple months more to get where I'm going. Well, yeah, I guess you could say it doesn't take a very long time as far as pilgrimages go. But it's not the traveling that tends to take down necromancers. It doesn't matter, you don't need to know about that part. But hey, since I'm telling you all this, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Baby of the family, huh? Yeah, I can imagine how that would suck. Nah, I was a middle child. Kinda different. So, like, every member of your family still lives in this village? Huh. I guess that does make kind of sense for why your family wouldn't even let you go into the woods. I mean, if everyone's already in the village, what's the point of going elsewhere? Not saying I agree, I'm just saying I understand where they're coming from. Wait, your family doesn't even allow you to do that? Okay, that's kind of crossing a line between protective and delusionally overprotective. I mean, they can't protect you forever. And what'll happen when they finally pass? How do they expect to still protect you? I mean, unless their big plan is to have you be thrown in the grave with them. I don't know what your traditions are like here. Oh, you wouldn't believe the burial traditions I've seen in many places, some of which I've had to perform. Yeah, funerary rites are one of my duties. Oh, you want to hear about some of them? Okay. Well, what kind do you usually do here in this village? Stick in a box, put them in the ground? Yeah, that's a pretty common one by what I've seen. Did you know in some places the really rich get super ornate coffins? Like polished wood, lined in ivory, plush satin interior. Yeah, the rich can't slum it for even death. I mean, they're in the ground like everyone else, so... yeah. So I've seen variations of that where it's more internment, where they have these stone mausoleums and they put families in there. And in some places they preserve the dead body. You know, they dry it out, they pickle it. There's so many different ways. In other places, they'll be dumped into the sea or set on fire until it turns to ash. Yeah, there actually is one connected with the element of air. Very astute of you. So with the air, there's something called a sky burial. Usually done in the mountains, where there isn't a lot of viable soil in which to bury a body. Now what they do is they take big hatchets and they chop up the body. It just has to be enough to be chunks, no bigger than a big piece of meat you might get on your dinner plate. And then it gets tossed along the mountainside for vultures and other carrion birds to eat until there's nothing but bones. Although on some mountains, there's big vultures that eat the marrow of bones, so then just nothing gets left on those mountains. It's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Taking care of the dead and saying goodbye to them in a way that's environmentally minded. It's interesting. Yeah, darling, it kind of comes with the job. I mean, why would I deal with death and death practices if I didn't find at least some of it minusculely beautiful? Yeah, it's not too big a deal. We've kind of established that you're a bit ignorant. Hey, I do not mean it as an insult. Ignorant is not stupid. It just means you didn't know. That means you get to learn about it. Teach you? Well, I guess I could show you a little while I'm here, but I'm really only staying the night. Yeah, I intend to leave by the morning. I beg your pardon? You want to come with me? No. You're not coming with me. Well, for the reason I just described. You're ignorant. You're naive. It would be like, no offense, bringing a toddler with me. Just so much trouble. And I need to focus enough as it is. Look, this journey is not for the faint-hearted. There's a good amount of necromancers that would never make this journey and just stick to being funeral directors. No, it's not what I'm saying. Okay, yes. I did say that you should get some knowledge and that your parents should let you go at some point, but I didn't mean with me. Isn't there some other way you could find to get out of this village? Like hop on a merchant cart? Or... There's no trade in this town. You have to go to another town for trade? And you've never left the village and never... Okay, so you are essentially trapped here, aren't you? Have you even attempted to run away? No, I'm not giving you a suggestion. I'm just curious. You heard the leaves rustling and immediately ran back? Okay, I can kind of see why that is. Generally, though, if you can hear the leaves going, it's not a predator about to pounce on you. Odds are you wouldn't hear them coming. One like you, anyway, who has no idea what to listen for. Well, of course I know which ones to listen for. How do you think I've survived this long? Wait, I see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at. I'm still saying no. Excuse me? You're offering how much? Why do you possess that much? Right. Savings. No trade. Fine. I could use some more coin for shelter and food. I can get by in the woods, but sometimes you just want a warm place to sleep. Okay. Okay. You've bought yourself entry. One more thing? Hold on. Let me process what you just said. You want to be my apprentice. Am I hearing that right? You want to learn the craft of necromancy? You're not bullshitting me, are you? It's okay if you can travel with me and just not become a necromancer. You don't have to. I've interested you that much? Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, stop! Yes, you can be my apprentice. I will teach you the ways of the necromancer. Are you gonna be okay? You're vibrating rather violently right now. Okay, how about you get yourself a pint and calm down? Am I gonna have to be dealing with this energy level throughout the entire trip? Just go get yourself something. Oh, boy. Got your pint? Now, before we leave, you are going to go back home. You're going to show your family some love. You're going to write them a goodbye letter. I'm very serious about this. You are going to give them some closure. No, of course they're not going to be happy, but it's better than you just disappearing. They'd be worried sick, spending the rest of their lives wondering whatever happened to you. Hell, some of them might send search parties. I intend to leave around dawn, and you will have until the sun is fully above the horizon to meet me back here. Okay, calm. Do not make me send you over there for another pint. I have no intentions of leaving without you. I am a woman of my word. If I didn't have that, I'd have nothing. You want me to tell you more about necromancy? No, I'm not going to get into the specifics here. Because at the way you're throwing that back, you're going to get tipsy pretty soon. Oh no, I've had way harder stuff than ale. Honestly, this kind is a little weak for me. But it does taste well enough. Places I've gone to? Oh, there's been quite a number, even before my pilgrimage. I've been to port cities where all you can smell is low tide and fish. And there are birds there that'll snatch the food right out of your fingers. Little bastards. Yeah, I've been to cities too. The kind that are just huge and glow so bright at night it outshines the full moon. You can barely see any stars out there, though. Not like around here. Out here, it's practically impossible to find a dark spot in the night sky. Why would I want to find one? Alright. Consider this your first lesson. I'm gonna tell you about a figure called the Monstrous. The Great Shadow. The Monstrous is a force that exists everywhere, within us, around us, especially in the night sky. In that dark space in between stars where it's just darkness and void. It's there. No, it's not a malevolent figure. Yeah, monstrous is kind of a scary name for it, but it's the principle of the matter. Monsters are terrifying. Darkness is terrifying. But neither are necessarily evil. Drink your pint and just let me tell you the rest of the story. The Monstrous is a being of chaos. It holds within it the forces of creation, the forces of change. That's all chaos is. It's not an evil force working against the light, the good. Yes, destruction is a form of chaos. But what comes after? Yes, growth, life, change, beauty. All right, think of it this way. You chop a tree down in the woods, or the edge of the woods in your case. That is an act of destruction. That is an act of changing the forest. You chop the tree down, it is destroyed. And then what happens? You use the wood in that tree to make lumber, to build things, creation. And all of that energy came from the Monstrous. It fed all of creation before creation was created. It's the remainder of all that energy that went into making everything. Its intentions? As far as I'm aware, it doesn't really have intentions. It just is. However, there are offshoots of it that are not so benevolent. Yeah, some refer to them as void beasts. No, you probably haven't heard of anyone facing one head-on. But I'm sure you or someone you know has dealt with the ripples coming off of them. Most of the time, they would have just passed on by. And as they move, they create like a shudder. And when we feel that vibration, it affects us. Well, few of them that you might know of are despair, disease, nightmares, fear. That scares you? Well, yeah, I guess it would scare you. I mean, fear is one of them, so... No, when you have something like fear shudder past you, that's more when you get afraid for no reason whatsoever. It's not as though fear hides around all the predators that are staring you down. It's more like when you get the feeling of someone stepping over your grave. You ever get that feeling? No? Lucky you. Have I ever spoken to No, you don't talk to a void beast. You can summon one. You can commune heart to heart, but you're not talking to one. No. That I have done. I have communed with a void beast. It actually was the first part of my pilgrimage. Yeah. So, the monstrous doesn't really require worship or reverence. It just is. We still honor it, of course. So, what I did was, I was at the home of my master, the one who taught me. I went outside at night, right around midnight, I believe, and I looked up at those stars. They were not quite as bright as these stars, but it was still so beautiful. And I searched for that one little spot of darkness. It took me quite a while to find a speck untouched by the light of the stars. But I did, and I reached out into that void. I even summoned a void beast to help me. No, I am not teaching you how to summon a void beast. You are nowhere near ready for that. Which one? I summoned the nightmare. Yep. With its help, I was able to reach into the power of the monstrous. And I felt cold and small. So insignificant beneath its power, beneath existence. I do not matter on a grand scale, and I felt peaceful with that knowledge. Well, if the monstrous barely acknowledges me, then I have no reason to fear it smiting me or some such thing. I like the idea of being so small. Take some weight off your shoulders, you know? You're starting to tremble. Are you okay? Scary? I have been told that my dedication can be unnerving, especially when I reveal things like this. Do you still want to try when this is frightening you so much? Hey, what'd I say? Okay, I will still take you with me. You will still be my apprentice. Should you reach a point in which this is all far too frightening, I will send you back to the light. You do not need to walk in the shadows beside me. You've only just met me. All right. Well, with that taken care of, you should go home. Talk to your family. Get some sleep. Finish your pint. Head off. Why? How? When did you get in here? Right. You did mention your cousin owned this place. Oh, boy. What, you just asked him permission and he let you in? You grabbed the spare key. Of course you did. All right. I suppose this is as good a time as any to get going. Yeah, I just need to get changed. My pack's already there. No, you don't need to leave the room. You can stay there while I change. I don't mind. All right. My apprentice, you are going to need to deal with that very quickly. I have been told I lack a sense of shame. You're going to be traveling with me. You're going to have to expect some level of exposure. either changing, dressing wounds, bathing, what have you. Just sit there and wait while I get dressed. Yeah. Alrighty. Ready to go, my apprentice? Yeah.